We're at CES 2025 in Las Vegas to bring you all of the latest monitor news and information from the show. In this video, we'll take you through what Asus had at their booth, including the latest OLED gaming displays, their new G-Sync Pulsar monitor, their new dual mode LCD, and also their latest ProArt professional monitors. As you can see, their booth was very busy and popular, and so it wasn't really conducive to recording to camera while we were there. So we've come back to our hotel on the Strip to go through all of the information for you here, where it's nice and quiet. Let's talk first of all then about their new OLED monitors, as this is their most rapidly evolving monitor segment for sure. Headlining the OLED announcements was their new ROG Swift PG27UCDM, a 27-inch size screen with a 4K resolution and a 240Hz refresh rate. This is using a brand new 2025 QD OLED panel from Samsung Display, which offers the highest pixel density available from a modern consumer OLED monitor. With the 3840 by 2160 resolution packed into a 26.5-inch screen size, it offers a pixel density of around 166 ppi, a significant step up then from the 111 ppi on offer from existing 1440p resolution models. This gives you a much sharper and clearer picture with high levels of detail for office applications, productivity applications, and of course for gaming and video too. It has an amazing picture quality in person, and this higher pixel density has basically eliminated any remaining visual issues with text clarity, we think. Also of particular note for this new screen is the inclusion of proper DisplayPort 2.1 connectivity with top-tier UHBR20 support and 80 gigabits per second bandwidth. This means that you can use the screen with next-gen graphics cards that support this connection with an uncompressed video signal. There's no need for display stream compression or DSC to be used here on this screen to run the 4K 240Hz if you have a compatible graphics card. It's really good to see this starting to appear more in those top-end monitors now that graphics cards are starting to adopt this connection a bit more. Asus actually announced their own NVIDIA RTX 50 series graphics cards at the event as well, including their top-tier ROG Astral GeForce RTX 5090. All of those new 50 series cards feature DisplayPort 2.1 connectivity with UHBR20 80 gigabits per second speeds, so you can power this new 27-inch OLED screen nicely from those. Asus were also demoing their new Neo proximity sensor on this screen, a new addition to their OLED Care Pro feature set, which detects human presence in front of the screen and turns it off when you move away after a short period of time, before turning the screen back on again when you return. You can even customize it to fit your individual viewing position and distance via a useful sensor setting. That's really handy, we think, for protecting your OLED monitor and reducing the risk of burn-in, and Asus told us that they plan to add this to other future ROG OLED monitors. The other new feature is their updated anti-flicker 2.0 technology, designed to help reduce visible flicker in VRR situations on OLED monitors. There's actually a problem on all of those OLED panels. As well as 3 different settings to control your VRR range, like featured on some of their previous OLED monitors, they've introduced an updated luminance compensation algorithm. Both of these features combined can help reduce VRR flicker nicely, and Asus told us that only the new 2025 OLED monitors will have this new luminance compensation algorithm. It's not possible, unfortunately, to add it to any of their older OLED monitors, which just have the previous anti-flicker tech, as opposed to version 2 like this screen has. We've actually been using this screen over the last month or so and have already completed a full detailed review of this screen, which you can find on our main website, linked in the description below. So do check that out if you want to know loads more information about this model. Not actually on display at the media booth, but definitely worth a mention, is their forthcoming XG27AQ DPG, which was quietly announced in a press release, but without much fanfare. This new screen is 27 inches in size and will offer a 1440p resolution QD OLED panel, but this time with a whopping 500Hz refresh rate. This is again part of Samsung Display's 2025 QD OLED panel lineup, and it will be the highest refresh rate currently available from the OLED monitor panel market for now, offering exceptional motion clarity and gaming performance. That's a big step up from the 360Hz QD OLED panels from last year, so now you've got the option here for a super high refresh rate with the semi-glossy screen coating and QD OLED panel colors that we all know. We don't have a lot of information about this model yet, other than that it will also include their OLED Care Pro features and anti-flicker 2.0 modes, and should be released in early Q2, we're told. Also being showcased was their 27-inch G-Sync Pulsar IPS monitor with a 1440p resolution and a 360Hz native refresh rate. This is an LCD screen aimed at professional gamers who want amazing motion clarity for gaming. What makes this special is that it will allow you to use a strobing blur reduction backlight, or ULMB2 from NVIDIA, at the same time as G-Sync variable refresh rates. And it's been co-developed and designed with NVIDIA directly, so you know it's going to offer that top-tier performance. It's an evolution basically of their PG27AQN monitor, which featured NVIDIA Ultra-Low Motion Blur 2, but you could only use that with a fixed refresh rate. Here, G-Sync Pulsar allows you to use that strobing mode at the same time as G-Sync VRR. The screen was set up here side by side with a 360Hz QD OLED monitor, and although it's not really very easy to capture on film like this, in person you could definitely see just how much clearer the motion was with the G-Sync Pulsar enabled, and that's compared here to a very fast OLED panel. It delivers the motion clarity equivalent actually to a hypothetical 1440Hz monitor in fact. Not everybody is going to need this of course, and OLED monitors clearly have advantages in other areas like HDR performance and contrast, but this G-Sync Pulsar monitor is aimed at professional gamers and esports players primarily. This model also uses the new MediaTek G-Sync scaler as opposed to the older native G-Sync modules, which offers NVIDIA features like G-Sync VRR, variable overdrive, super low input lag, this new G-Sync Pulsar technology, and also NVIDIA Reflex Latency Analyzer, and that's all without sacrificing on modern connectivity options or adding significantly to the production and retail costs. That's the future then of NVIDIA G-Sync, and we do hope to see it included more on monitors in the future. We saw the screen first of all at Gamescom in August 2024 when it was in its prototype stage and didn't even have a working on-screen menu. But Asus tell us that it has been finalised now and should be released before the end of Q1. Next up was their new ROG Strix XG32 UCG, a 31.5-inch size screen with a dual mode support. This one is built around a fast IPS LCD panel and has a native 3840x2160 4K resolution and a 160Hz refresh rate, or you can select to use the dual mode function, which will drop your resolution to 1080p but double your refresh rate to 320Hz. So you can choose then if you want to prioritize image detail and resolution or prioritize frame rates and speeds depending on the type of game that you're playing. We've seen a couple of dual mode OLED monitors so far, including Asus's own ROG Swift PG32 UCDP, which was also on display at CES and that we reviewed last year. But this is now being added to gaming LCD screens as well, which is really nice to see. It's easy to operate from the on-screen menu or via a quick access button on the screen, and it just switches over for you to the other mode. This screen supports NVIDIA G-Sync and AMD FreeSync VRR, and also supports Asus's own ELMB Sync technology, which allows you to use a blur reduction mode at the same time as VRR. They won't be quite as premium and advanced in performance as the NVIDIA G-Sync Pulsar solution, but it's a great feature for gamers still. Away from the ROG gaming lineup, we also had a chance to see a couple of their latest ProArt series monitors at the event, aimed at professional users with a range of high-end features and specs. The PA32UCE has a 31.5-inch IPS panel with a 3840x2160 4K resolution. It's got a wide colour gamut covering 98% DCI-P3 and includes USB Type-C connectivity with 96 watts power delivery. That one is Kalman verified for colour accuracy with a delta E less than 1 and also supports hardware level calibration, including a built-in motorised flip-up colorimeter, which flips up from the bottom and then can be used to automatically calibrate the screen for you at set times. The other model on show was the PA32QCV, which is also 31.5 inches in size, but has an even higher 6016x3384 6K resolution. This is also built around an IPS panel, but offers a super high 218 ppi pixel density for amazing image clarity and detail. This 6K model features dual Thunderbolt 4 connectivity with 96 watts power delivery, and so it's well suited to Mac users as well. But it doesn't have that built-in motorized colorimeter that the 4K model offered that we've just discussed. Not actually shown at the event, but definitely worth discussing briefly, is the PA32KCX, which was announced back in April 2024 originally, but has been finalised more in specs now for CES. This is a slightly larger 32-inch size screen with an IPS panel again, but it's got a massive 8K resolution for a super high 275 ppi pixel density. This model also has a 4096 zone mini LED backlight for HDR content creation and consumption, including a 1200 nits peak brightness. Like the 4K model we just discussed, this model has a built-in motorized colorimeter too. All of these new ProArt models feature Asus's Lux Pixel technology, which offers an anti-glare and low reflection coating, similar in appearance visually to the matte anti-glare coating that we've seen Samsung add to some of their OLED monitors last year. It provides a clean and clear image and excellent glare and reflection handling. So there you go, there's a rundown of all of the new monitors on show from Asus at CES this year. You can find links to our website for all of these screens with loads more information and specs if you want to know a lot more. We'll include those in the description below. Do let us know in the comments section below which screen you're most excited for, and check out our other recent videos for more coverage from CES 2025. Thank you for watching, we'll catch you next time.